Yeah.
Oh. What's going on, James?
So,
Oh, niggas don't snap.
tell me. I don't know what niggas do.
They do that in Texas. I ain't picked up.
Texas stuff, right?
So what's going on, James? We on our 11th project. Since
Is it 11?
2018. That's 11. That's actually 11 in 6 years at that. You should be proud of yourself.
I am.
I know
I'm very
you
proud.
probably just drop shit. Like, you don't even keep track at this point. It's been so long.
I don't keep track, but I don't just drop shit. I try my best to visualize it before I do it, but it doesn't always work out either. There's been a lot of projects that I didn't drop.
Are you okay with not being perfect?
It's hard. Because you know we Virgos. So
That's
like,
what came to mind.
Yeah,
like,
it's hard because I really be like, damn, I want this shit to be perfect, but I know nothing's perfect. So a lot of times I really be like, fuck it, I just gotta 95%.
95%?
95% I'm good.
Are you satisfied with all of your projects and everything you put out?
So if you haven't noticed, 2 of them aren't on streaming. I plan to re-record them and re-release them at a later date.
How did you feel about them?
I love them, but they could be better. Not in the sense of what I wouldn't say like lyrically or like beat selection. It's just more of like the recording process have got better.
Yeah.
You know, like my engineer, like I'm working with a better engineer now, so it's just like I'd rather like get it up to that standard. If you feel me.
And I was just about to ask, in those 6 years, in that time span, how have things changed, like just from equipment, from your lyricism, just anything to now?
Well, definitely my equipment. I got a different mic from 6, 5, 7 years ago. So I got a better mic. I go to different studios now, and I mean lyrically, I feel like with having like 4,700 like Wang and Grams and flows, like just having them and listen to them, I feel like I've gotten better as a rapper, if that makes sense. So I feel like I've gotten better and my equipment has gotten better, but that doesn't take away from what I started with. I feel like I was always a good rapper. I just gotten better.
So there's no, you don't look back, because I know a lot of artists and a lot of people just look back in pictures or any kind of content they posted and been like, man, I was trash.
Nah,
That's
I've been rapping.
right?
I've been rapping over 10 years. I just like, as for what y'all know and what I put out, I've only been putting out music under the name of James Vader since like 2015, 14 maybe. So like,
who were you before then?
I had a different rap name. It's not important, but because I mean you're not gonna like find nothing with it, so it's like it's irrelevant at this point. Just James Vader. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
But yeah. Like with that being said, I feel like I can always, like rapping's easy. Like I've always told people, rapping is very easy. For me, it comes naturally. I know how to freestyle. I know how to do all that woo blah blah blah. But like putting together songs and structures and projects, like packaging the whole thing, a lot of people suck at that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where I've done well. I've like, there might be somebody who's like a better rhymer than me, but like it doesn't matter if you're not like putting together projects and like
there's no quality to it.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say there's no quality, but I'm like, if you know how to cook steak really well, right?
Okay.
Like nigga, like damn, this nigga knows how to like perfect medium rare steaks. These are perfect. That's cool, but I'm like, nigga, what's a steak without sides? What's a steak like? What's a meal without the atmosphere? You know what I'm saying? Like you're not going to the restaurant just for the steak, nigga. Like you want the experience. You want, you know, maybe some asparagus, you know, maybe some mashed potatoes, you know, something good to drink. Like, it's cool having that really good steak, my nigga, but, like, at the end of the day, if that's all you have, what are we talking about?
What are we talking about? So, as an artist, what do you feel like, you know, your music and stuff has to offer? You have the steak, of course, but what else?
I have the steak, but I feel like everybody's life is different, but it's similar. You know what I'm saying? So I can only tell my experience, even if it's similar to yours. Me and you might go out on the same night and recall the night totally different. You know what I'm saying? Even though we're right next to each other the whole time, we're sitting there having a drink, talking to each other, and your idea of what happened that night, it's the same, it's similar, but it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's a totally different experience. So like with my music, I'm just trying to take like similar experiences that we might have as a society or like a community, and like just show you my way of looking at it, and also trying to influence of like where I'm at with like a lot of things, because I feel like you could look at something and a lot of people see the bad or like whatever's wrong going on and bullshit, and I'm like, nah, nigga, like shit better than that. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be trying to like uplift like sometimes like what we be going through, because I feel like a lot of people want to focus on the bad and the negative, and I'm just like, nah, nigga, it's cooler than that. You know what I'm saying? We can have fun, even though if you might have $10 in your pocket, my nigga, like shit, fuck it, don't spend that money, keep that shit, and you know we gonna still have a good time. That's how I look at it.
Okay. So let's cut to the chase and talk about this new project, the new album.
Oh yeah, it's right behind you if you wanna grab it.
This right here?
Yeah, that CD. I'm gonna say some stuff and talk to it, but that's the album. Yeah, whatever you're looking at. That's your first time holding it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, if you want to open it up.
Well, it's probably the last.
Oh, yeah, CDs aren't in there. They're probably in the CD player in the car or whatever.
Oh, this is different.
So yeah, it's a double disc. If you didn't know, so you know I got the chopped version. I got the regular version. So it's a double disc. You know, Tree did all the artwork. Me and him, we put together like a little.
How do you go about the imagery of your projects and stuff?
So this one, honestly, I was inspired by you remember the documentary about the game, classic album. So he's sitting on the Daytonas, on the Daytona wheels, and I was like, damn, like I want to like sit on the BBSs.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah. So I got you see the BMWs outside, and I was like, damn, I got some like extra wheels. I was like, I'll take those. And I like sit on them like the game. So we did that picture, and I was like, this is hard, but like, let's just do some more. You know what I'm saying? So like, we were just playing with that idea. My homegirl, Miss Google, shout out to her. She works at the local rim shop and shit. And I was just telling her, she was like, yeah, just come down, baby, and do a whole photo shoot. So we did a photo shoot in the rim time and on Ramsey. So we did a whole photo shoot in there. And that was it. We just, went through all the photos, and we was like, all right, this is it. This the cover. It's the back cover. Like, yeah, if you look on the inside, they got me holding the 47 chain. That's another picture. I can't remember what the other one is. You go on this side.
Oh, on this side?
Yeah, if you open the picture.
Open this?
Yeah.
So
you take this out.
Just like back in the day.
Yeah, fact. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's hard.
You get these pictures and shit.
That's hard.
So, yeah, it was just like, Tree's just like, hey, do this, do that, whoop whoop. And nah, it just came out smooth. Like, I have no complaints, you know what I'm saying? So, I fuck with it. And we just picked the pictures we liked at the end of the day.
So when,
it don't matter. I'm gonna say it can't be backwards. It's double disc.
True. So when you make your songs and everything, where does the inspiration come from for the titles?
Okay, so this is the end of a trilogy.
Hold on, but just know we got Napa Leather, Benny Hill.
Oh, you talking about the titles of the song?
Yeah, the titles of the song.
I thought you talking about the album.
Yeah, no.
Oh, so Napa Leather is like the premium leather that they put in, like at least in the 90s and the early 2000s, they was putting like the premium leather was the Napa Leather. So the Napa Leather seats was like what's in the Beamer. So that just came off of that because I was looking at Karl Lagerfeld's 750. I think it was in 2000 or 99. But he had like a sunset tan 750. If you I'll probably put like some footage or something. I'll get some footage of that. But that shit was just hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like orange. It was like yellow, orange, brown with like a chocolate interior. And I was like, damn, like seats is fire. It was like shit just fire. So I was like, damn, like that Napa Leather looks so plush. And then I was just like, I just said that shit in the rhyme. I was like, fuck it, that's the name of the song, Napa Leather. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of goes back to the inspiration of the album. The album is called Seven Series Alpina. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the car. I don't have the Alpina version. I got the base model, but the Alpina is like the luxury. You know what I'm saying? It's the top of the line. It's like if Mercedes would be like the AMG. You know what I'm saying?
And just to be real specific, you didn't get to talking about this a Beamer, right?
Yeah, BMW.
Yeah, a BMW. You didn't get to talk about BMWs until like last year, I want to say.
Yeah. I mean, I've always had like
Yeah.
a affinity for like German sports cars in general, but I actually bought my BMW. So I started like that's when I dropped the first 7 Series. So 7 Series and then 7 Series 2, and this is like three or the album. But yeah, it's kind of like when you have one, it's kind of different. You know what I'm saying? It's like people always be like, oh, you never start seeing shit until you have one, and it's kind of the same. It's like I fuck with like luxury cars, but when you get your own, it's like it's kind of different.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So,
Okay.
so that's how I was looking at it, and shit just moved.
Okay, so I was gonna ask, when you make your songs, like with these tracks, how do you go about the features, or niggas it just be up in the air, like the homies just be like, yo, I gotta hop on this track, or you yourself know like so and so should be on this song?
Yeah, I usually make music by myself for the most part. Like most of my songs, I might either hear the beat first and like come up with an idea and like focus the song around that, or I might just have some lyrics and then I'm like fuck around, listen to some beats, and then I'll put those lyrics to the beat. But 9 times out of 10, if it's a feature and I just like hear them, I'll be like, damn, I want to get What's It Called on the song. You know what I'm saying? I really don't have people where I'm in the studio and they're like, oh, I want to hop on that, or let me get that, or whatever, because I'm like, I don't be in the studio with like a lot of people a lot of time. When I'm in the studio with other people, it's usually for like that specific song, or like it might be their session. So I might be contributing, but it's not like a lot of times where, unless I'm like already in a mode, like when me and Wayne did our tape, or like me and Grams did our tape. It's like Grams is just over here, so it was like, all right, we gonna listen to these beats and we gonna do the song together. But I don't really have a lot of sessions where it's just people listening to the music with me, and they'll be like, oh, I want to hop on that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the features usually come together.
And what was the production like for this one?
Oh, this shit was easy because this was I would say like a year in the making. So when it came to this, like I said, I dropped the first 7 Series sometime last year. Was it before Flex Fest? I can't remember if it was before or after Flex Fest, but I remember I shot the video for 740 right before Flex Fest, like the night before, or the night before we drove to Atlanta. And then I had that, and that was done by CB. Mark Bull did Texaco 2.0, and then Lean, he did what was the last song on the first one? It's like 3 songs, but yeah. Let me see it real quick. So the motto, where Lean did the motto. So that was like the first tape, and then the second tape, I think I did Benny Hendog. That was Tavares Jordan. He also produced Vibes on the album. Then I did 750, which was Where Lean again, and then I did Overdue, which was a TJ Murphy beat. And these are all producers, except for Tavares, that I've worked with before. And I worked with Tavares before, it's just nothing came out or whatever. But yeah, like people will send me beats, and I might, if I tell them I'm gonna use it, I'm gonna use it 9 times out of 10. I'm always gonna use the shit. It just might not come out immediately or whatever. And like I said, with this tape being, it's almost a compilation of the first 2 tapes with the remixes, and then I think 4 new songs. So it was like, all right, cool. Like I got the beats, I got the songs. Let me just like finalize shit. Like, and actually, Napa Leather was the last song that made the tape, which happens to be the intro. Because at first I was just gonna have like Rail, who did the Napa Leather, he was just gonna talk for the intro, and then I was just like, damn, let me see what else I got. And the homie player Vader out of Florida, he had sent me a pack, and I was going through that shit. I was like, yo, this beat fucking cold, bro. Like, let me just like, cause at first I was just gonna have that nigga like talk over the beat, and I was like, nah, I got some shit for that shit. And then I wrote that song. That shit probably took me like 5 minutes to write. You know what I'm saying?
What?
That song just took me like 5 minutes to write. I told Rail what to say. He sent his shit over, mixed it all right here. Sent that shit off to OD to get. He mixed that actual album and shit. And he was like, yeah, this is it. So I was like, all right, bet, too easy. And it just came together.
What's the longest time you spent on a project? Because I know you just said this one was a year.
Yeah, this might be, but it's like, because like I said, this is technically 3 projects in one. So like combined, all 3 projects, it might be a year. Mm-hmm. But that first project, when doing the first 7 series, that might have took me 2-3 weeks. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The second one, same, about 2-3 weeks. And then this was like, all right, let me finish this series, and that probably took like maybe two months. You know what I'm saying? 2-3 months. Mm-hmm. And I was like all together. But like I try to do my projects like either 4 like an EP, like 4 tracks, or like 7 like that's gonna be like a little LP. Mm-hmm. And that don't take me long, to be honest. Like I already have another tape done. You know what I'm saying? Like that I've completed since working on this tape and dropping it. I've did a whole nother 7-track tape, and it's not out yet, but that probably took me a month, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it varies, you know what I'm saying? I feel like if I'm inspired, hearing some fire ass beats, like I can get to it. But sometimes I might have songs that I'm like, damn, like vibes, mm-hmm. song vibes. That song is probably.
Wait, who you said that one was produced by?
So that's produced by Tavares. Okay. And it's featuring Jay Myers. And originally I had an idea. It was actually a whole different beat, and I recorded this when Kemar was still alive. So this song is about almost around 3 years old. You know what I'm saying? Whole different beat, switched it up, and then I was like, all right, fuck it. Let me go back to the song, re-record it. I put the homie Dre on that bitch, and I was like, yo, this shit fire. But sometimes you might have a song that, you know, it's like I got something there, but like it's not it. You know what I'm saying? So I reworked it, and I fuck with it.
So how do you decipher like what tracks to add to an EP versus an album?
The intention. I feel like with the album is usually I do one producer albums, which would be like 7 tracks. So like I said, I got the homie Ballich out of fucking Paris. He had sent me a pack, and that's the one I was just like, damn, I'm knocking the song out like every other day. You know what I'm saying? So I like with the intentions of like just one producer, one sound. It's like I can focus and be like, all right, this is gonna be like the focus. I might have a minor theme around the album, and I'll just be like, okay, I can focus on this one sound, knock this shit out. And when it comes to like an EP, my EPs were almost like I don't know what to do with this. You know what I'm saying? Like the EPs were like 3 or 4 songs that were like.
Do you want to call them throwaways? Like
not throwaways because they're hard, but it's like
yeah.
It's like if I know I'm not gonna do like I said, one song was produced by Bull, one song was produced by World War Lean, one song was produced by by CB. But I'm like, all right, but I'm not gonna make an album out these songs. Like this is gonna be like the preview because I'm not in mode with making a whole tape with Lean right now. You know what I'm saying? So I got a couple songs from Lean. Like Lean produced like almost half the album. You know what I'm saying? But I knew that it wasn't gonna be a Lean album because I had these other songs and I had ideas for them. So I made a whole collection album compared to like when me and Lean did From Fayetteville with Love. It was just like, all right, this is just focused on these 7 songs. You know what I'm saying? So it's just some songs that's like I don't know what to do with, and I just hold on to them for a while until I figure out what to do with them. You know what I'm saying? It's not really a good or bad thing. It's just like I just figure that shit out, and then when it comes together, it'll come together.
You're right. So another question I wanted to ask, because you brought up the producer in Miami, right? Yeah. So you made a plethora of connects, and you know your network is pretty big to me.
Yeah.
So, do you believe, how about this? Do you believe artists like yourself have to necessarily move out of their hometowns and out of their cities to be successful? Or, you travel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, I was gonna say when you say move, like, do you mean like move around, or like do you mean physically?
I meant
relocate?
Physically move, because niggas make it seem like they gotta go.
I don't think you have to physically relocate because you can live wherever you want and do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Like I can I can go to New York every week if I want, if I got some money and live in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So like, you don't physically have to live anywhere. If you want to be in the mix, yeah, you might want to be in a place that like, has a better mix. But like, if you are content with traveling a lot, then it doesn't matter where you're at. With me, I don't mind moving around. Like I have, like I said, I got a house out here in North Carolina. I can go to Charlotte. I can go to Raleigh. I can drive to New York today if I felt like it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it ain't nothing but a trip. But I feel when people like, oh no, I gotta get out of here, because I'm like, yeah, if you're complacent, you're complacent, and sometimes relocating will, like, I want to say scratch that itch, but it would definitely, like, it'll put some people in go mode, and some people need that, and some people can sit at the house all day and get everything they need done. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the type of person you are. I personally think that Fayetteville, as much as I love being in and love Fayetteville, I don't think that we have the same looks as like a Charlotte or even a Raleigh. You know what I'm saying? Like, me being, I won't even say a bigger artist, but a well-known artist in Fayetteville doesn't mean as much as being a well-known artist in Charlotte. You get what I'm saying? Or a Raleigh. You know what I'm saying? For example, like, if you, let's just say, I'm gonna throw the number out here. Let's just say I'm the 10th biggest artist in Fayetteville. That doesn't mean nothing compared to being the 10th biggest person in Charlotte, which also doesn't mean being the 10th biggest person in Atlanta. It's different. You know what I'm saying? The 10th biggest person, I'm gonna just throw a name out there, might be Young Thug. He might be the 10th biggest artist. I'm like, nigga, everybody knows Young Thug. The 10th biggest artist might be, no disrespect, but might be like a De Niro Ferrar in fucking Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, cool, he's still well known. I'm not as well known as neither of those people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it really doesn't matter. So I'm like, you have to maneuver, but at the same time, like, it just depends on the type of artist you are. I know eventually I am probably going to leave and probably head to a different place.
Yeah, and I was about to get into that, because you have, you know, connects in Houston. Your sound is, like, ever since I met you, given me California.
Yeah, definitely.
Then you have connects in Florida. Y'all been out to Boston, New York.
Boston, New York.
Yeah, a lot of places.
Philly, I fuck with Philly heavy.
For you personally, where would you, you know, set up shop?
I always tell people, I was like, if I was to leave North Carolina, it'd be Texas.
Texas.
I grew up in California. I love being from California. But just the way that the dollar stretches in Texas is completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell fools all the time, I'm like, yo, Texas, like, buying a house in Texas is like one of the better investments of where you are. I know they be having, like, you know, troubles with, like, the seasons and shit like that, but, like, North Carolina used to be a cheap state to live. It's really not like that no more compared to, like, how it used to be. Like, my first apartment, I don't know what your first apartment cost. My first apartment was $350 a month.
In total,
$350 was my rent.
I mean, mine was $700, but split it was $350.
No, I had my own apartment with my girlfriend at the time. I was paying $350 a month. This is 2011.
Damn.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Times is different.
Yeah.
That same apartment now is $950.
What is this, a one bedroom?
It's a one bedroom. But that's my point.
Yeah.
Back then, shit was a little different.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, in California, that same apartment might be like 15, 20, like 20 G's. I'm not 20 G's, but 2 G's. You know what I'm saying? 15, 2 G's. So I'm just like, it's different, because I'm like, with Texas, it's similar. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I can probably get a similar apartment. I know when I went to visit you, I don't know how much y'all were paying, but it would probably be around
like
the same.
$1,500.
You know what I'm saying? But it'll probably be the same around Fayetteville. You know what I'm saying? And it was probably a little nicer than what you would get in Fayetteville too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I fuck with Houston, I fuck with San Antonio, I fuck with Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if I was to move to North Carolina, my goal was to eventually probably go to Charlotte or Raleigh. You know what I'm saying? But if I was actually to leave North Carolina, it'd be Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I had money, it'd be California. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
but that bitch is expensive.
No doubt, no doubt.
You know, that's totally different, and it might not be, because you know what I'm saying. By the time I might get that money that I want, I might not want to live in California. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I told fools all the time, I'm like, the homies moved to New York like during the pandemic. I had some homies that moved to New York, and I'm like, nah, that's good for y'all. You know, it's like, oh, you wouldn't want to come? I was like, nigga, if I was in my younger 20s, I probably want to move to New York too. I'm about 30 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I am in my 30s, and I'm just like, oh, I'll never move to New York. Not now. You know what I'm saying? I'm Gucci. I'm fucking good.
Yeah.
But it's different strokes. You know what I'm saying?
So speaking of Texas, you got your chopped and slopped version of the album. What made you want to do that this time? Because you could have did that with any other album.
Yeah, no, you're right. But I feel like with this album, it's like I said, it was almost like a greatest hits of the last year. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I put out 3 singles already, and then it was like, I don't know, it was just more or less like, I know that these songs are gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas was already fucking with 740 and the motto, and fucking when I put out like Benny Hill Dog, nigga, that shit started going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yeah, like when I do the actual album, I said, shit, might as well get the Chop Not Slop, because when I did South by Southwest, that's who I linked up with. So I did my South by Southwest shows through Chop Not Slop, and you know, they were cool people and shit. Shout out to Holly Grove, shout out to OG Ron C and DJ Illadale. I didn't meet him out in Texas. I actually never met him, but he's out like by the Charlotte area. So when they told me, they was like, yeah, we got somebody out your way and shit. I reached out, started making connects, and then I was just like, yeah, bro, I got the album coming out. I want you to do it, whoop de whoop. Sent them the little fee, and then after that, I got that shit back, and I was like, I can't wait till the people hear this shit, cause this shit hard. I ain't gonna lie, like I was just playing that shit like back to back to back to back, and I was like, yeah, this bitch rock.
So that hit different than the regular album.
Yeah, definitely. It's a whole different experience. Like if you're a fan of like Chop Not Stop type of music, then you're a fan of it. Like I had
this just another. It's Chopped and Screwed is the same, right?
So Chopped and Screwed, I feel like is the genre, you know, made famous by like, you know, DJ Screw.
Okay.
Chop Not Slop is the actual company that did my tape. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So like DJ Screw is the inventor of Chopped and Screwed, and Chop Not Slop is the production company who does the official remixes for like. I know they did like the Metro album. They do like Larry June's albums. They do like the Brent Fires tape. I know I listen to Brent Fires shit a lot. This Chop Not Slop, but they're the actual company, and then they have a list of DJs who are under the company. This is just my interpretation. Who is under the company that works for them and does the tapes, and they'll not reach out to, but they'll be like, hey, we're gonna have Woots Cool do your CD or whatever it's gonna do your CD and shit like that. So it's gonna be like that. So Chop Not Slop is their own brand in the Chopped and Screwed game. It's a brand name. Like you have, you know, soda, but there's only one Pepsi. You know what I'm saying?
The more you know.
The more you know. Nah, facts. And yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've just been a fan ever since I was in 7th grade. I went to Best Buy and I wanted to buy the Carter One album.
Here in Fayetteville?
No. This is back in California.
Okay.
So back in California, Best Buy. It's like when matter of fact, I don't know if it was Best Buy or Circuit City, but I remember they were right next to each other. But you remember what Circuit City was or no?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say Circuit City. That shit been out of business. But
with Radio Shack and
all that shit. Yeah. Damn. I think this shit on Radio Shack mic stand right here.
Stop it.
That shit right there. That shit old. But yeah. As I digress, I bought the Lil Wayne Carter CD, but I fuck around and bought the Chopped and Screw version. I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know what that shit was. I saw that shit was like $6, and I was like, hell yeah. Bought that shit, picked that shit up, put it in my CD player. That bitch said, D.
Just started off slow.
Michael Watts. And I was just like, the fuck is this? But that bitch was hard though. I ain't gonna lie. So like ever since that day, and I told Michael Watts because I actually met him out when I was in Texas, and I was like, yo, nigga, like you introduced me because he was like, you know, his song Still Tipping. That was his song. You know what I'm saying? So that's like. That was like almost my introduction to like Texas music, but fucking I was like, damn, this shit is like super hard. And ever since then, I just been a fan.
Yeah, I remember the first time I heard that.
Remember
Chopped and Screwed?
Yeah, Chopped and Screwed.
Okay, there we go. I don't want to get it wrong.
No, yeah, you good.
Yeah, my cousin used to play that shit in the car and have the bass boom.
Nah, big fat boom.
It just hit different.
Nah, I really do. That shit just be. And Texas is a vibe. I mean, you was out there, so you know it's like
the culture.
It's a whole different culture, a whole different vibe.
I love going to places with culture.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. It's just. It's funny because I was talking to a friend the other day, and he was telling me about and what's my boy name? You know my boy out the Bay. He be doing the shows in his backyard.
Yeah. Lil Russell.
Lil Russell. Yeah. So shout out to homie Lil Russell. But he was like, yo, you think because you know I just had my show and shit last week. He was like, yo, you think Fayetteville will ever be on this type song? And I was like, nah. And he was like, why you say that? I said, just like it's a different culture. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm from California originally, where niggas will just pull up to some shit. Like nigga be like, hey, I got some shit popping off. I'll be like, word, what time? And niggas will pop out. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas will really just show up because it's like there's something to do.
Yeah.
Out here it's just
it's
like,
not like I gotta pay for it. Like niggas really just show up.
You feel me? And even if you gotta pay like $5-10, niggas really don't
That's
care.
fine.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
but like
fine.
it's a totally different culture out here where motherfuckers just like, I don't know, blah blah blah. Oh, I should have went. It's just different. Like I can't explain it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. That's why I tell people all the time. I'm like, I'll pop out to a lot of shit just because I want to see. You know what I'm saying? Even if I'm there for 5 minutes, I'm like, hey, I show my face and I'm out. I think that's like a culture thing for them out there in different places. You know what I'm saying? Where like out here, I don't just think that's like ever really been a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like Fayetteville has culture?
Is
there a Fayetteville culture?
I feel like Fayetteville has its own culture to a certain degree, but it's so mixed in with like everybody being from everywhere else that it kind of like brings a disrupt. Like when you're from New York, it's like New York has its own culture, even though it's a big melting pot. Fayetteville is like it has its own little culture, but the melting pot almost like consumes it, so it doesn't really get to be explored like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of northern folks in North Carolina, period.
Yeah.
So
it's just, I mean, I'll put it like this: like, if you think of a North Carolina sound of music, what is that? You feel me?
I'm about
like,
to ask you.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you be like, damn, like, nigga, I want to hear some Texas music. You know what Texas niggas sound like?
You know what Florida music sound like.
You know what some Atlanta niggas sound like.
You know what Atlanta niggas sound like. New Orleans, New Jersey.
Memphis, like, them niggas have a sound, you know what I'm saying? Like a traditional sound. Like, we had like P.D. Paulo, we had like J. Cole, and then like
but
we
even
had
J.
like
Cole, that's not a.
It's not a North Carolina sound.
It's not a North Carolina
like I feel
sound.
like, cause even I was gonna say Little Brother, but that's not really a North Carolina sound. That was just like, that's like a Little Brother sound. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not that we don't have like hard artists like shout out Rhapsody and shit. Like, so it's like we be having artists, but I'm like, if I was like, damn, I want to hear some like North Carolina shit, I don't know what that would be. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would that be?
There's no artist that just stands out when you think North Carolina.
Now, I'll put it like this. For a little second, not a little second, but a sound I liked for North Carolina, it was Elevator J. I don't know if you ever listened to Elevator J.
I feel like I heard that name.
But he's like out the Mecklenburg County area, like, you know, Charlotte area. And I was just like, this is what North Carolina sounds like to me. You know what I'm saying? But this is just my opinion. He gave me like, damn, like, you know, like catfish and cornbread like vibes, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm just like, nah, this some Carolina shit, you know what I'm saying? If a nigga talking like, hey, nigga saying, hey, blah blah blah.
No, South Carolina got that though.
And they do, but I'm saying like, if the artist, if it's only one artist pushing that sound, is it the sound? You know what I'm saying? And that's where I was just like, this is what Carolina should sound like. But in reality, niggas from Carolina sound like everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing, because I'm like, look at the baby. You know what I'm saying? For a second, he kind of had a sound, but you wouldn't call that a Carolina sound. I'll call that the baby sound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even like with Stunning for Vegas and them and shit, I'm just like, that's their sound, but that's not like a North Carolina sound.
Yeah. And
I'm finna say Luke kind of has a North Carolina sound, though.
Luke Nasty?
No, Luke. Dreamville Luke. Goldmouth.
Oh.
He kind of has a North Carolina
He's from
sound.
North Carolina?
Yeah, he's from Charlotte. But that's my point. Like, he has a North Carolina sound, but I'm like, you didn't even know the nigga was from North Carolina. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just
I thought
like,
he was from New York or somewhere.
you know what I'm saying? And it kind of gets buried where it's like, I don't think somebody with a North Carolina sound will even like stand out. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like unless you have like an Atlanta sound or a New York sound or like a specific sound, I think that's what people gravitate to. Because even with California, California's sound doesn't really make it outside of the West, if that makes sense. Like, there is people like, you know, shout out to Kendrick, YG, and all these people who like are big, not North Carolina, California artists. But if you go to Los Angeles, there's hundreds of artists who have that California, LA sound that are big over there. But the farthest they do shows is Vegas, maybe Texas. You know what I'm saying? That sound isn't reaching all the way over here. You know what I'm saying? But it's still a sound. That's why when people was like the whole Kendrick versus Drake shit, they was like, oh, Kendrick on that California sound. I'm like, yeah, that's a California sound. They have a sound to harness I don't think we do.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
I agree. Damn, that's something to really resonate and think about.
Nah, it is though.
So to wrap this up,
Mm-hmm.
tell us how you felt about this album. What would you have added? What would you have subtracted? What just anything you would have done differently prior to putting this out?
Probably just maybe one or two more visuals. I mean, with this album, I got the hard copies done. I got the cool shirts done. I should have worn one, but you know, I got the regular merch on right now.
You got anything to show?
Yeah, but I mean, I can show after.
Okay.
But yeah, I put out some dope visuals. I just ran an ad on Instagram. It's doing numbers. I probably got like 10 more followers since like Tuesday, or not Tuesday, like 2 days ago. But shit, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I did everything I could with this one. I mean, I push this shit as far as possible. Like I said, I'm gonna put more money into it, try to get it out there a little bit more.
You gonna put more visuals out?
Yeah, actually got one with Johnny. We filmed the same day we did the release, so I got a video for that. It's gonna be for the motto. That'll probably come out like in a week or so, and we got this coming. But besides that, I mean, I'm just probably put some more money like on some ads and shit. Just run those, try to get the views up and get people to tap into the album.
Are you gonna sit on this one for a while, or we gonna keep it going?
I mean, like I said, I already got like one in the chamber, so.
You got another album in the chamber?
Yeah, I just said I did like 7 songs since the album dropped. Not since the album dropped, but since the album's been completed. Because the album's been completed since June, July, August. No. June. Since June.
I thought you was talking about putting out another EP or something.
No, I got a whole nother 7-track album. Let's like, kind of, I'm not gonna step on my own toes. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I'm gonna just run this course. Like I said, put some more money out so like it can kind of reach the people a little bit more. And then I'll probably drop this in the fall. You know what I'm saying? So I have a whole nother track or a whole nother album out in the fall. And the wheels keep turning, man.
What do you expect out of this in the long run?
So far, I think this is my best work. You know what I'm saying? I've been hearing that as well. A lot of people have been giving me good feedback. I had a friend text me right now, and she was just like, "Yeah, that shit was really dope." She came to the show. She really enjoyed herself. It was the first time I think she ever seen me perform, so that was dope. And then she bought the album. She's like, "Yeah, that shit, I like this a lot." And I think a lot of people know me and they fuck with my music, but it's like different when you see it in person, or like you really like hear some shit. Because motherfuckers will be like, "Damn, I like this one song from you," but it's like, all right, like. That's one song is gonna keep turning into something else. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I like this one song. I like this one song. Next song, it's like, damn, nigga, I like 10 songs by you. Next thing you know, it's like, damn, I like 15 songs by you. And I'm like, yeah, like I didn't even know I was doing the lyrics to like something, because I was syncing my lyrics up to my song. So when you go on like Apple or like Spotify, they will have my lyrics too. And it was like I did the first 10 of this, and it was like you got like 50 something more to go. And I was like, damn, I didn't even know I had like 60 songs out, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, damn, like you just keep putting songs and tapes out and shit like that. I'm like, nigga, my catalog, next thing I'm gonna know, I'm like, damn, I got like 500 songs, you know what I'm saying? So exactly, it's just, and that shit just keeps accumulating. Like once you put something out, it's like it's up forever, you know what I'm saying? Unless you physically take it down. And like I said, I got 2 albums that I took down that I'm gonna put back up soon, so you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that'll be another 15 songs right there. And then next year, I don't know, I think I dropped part 1, so I'll drop like 3 tapes this year, probably drop another 3 or 4 next year, you know what I'm saying? It's just gonna keep growing.
So how do you feel about your fan base? Like, you feel like you gotta...
I fuck with my fan base. I mean
some
right now,
can't say they have an audience.
No, yeah, right now it's like it's cool because I can still like keep physically track of like people who's buying my album. Like physically, if you buy my album, I personally handed it to you, or I personally mailed it out to you. It's one or the other, you know what I'm saying? Or if you bought like any merch off of me or whatever, I physically keep all my merch myself. Like I don't have drop shipping. Like some people just have like stuff that you can buy and it never touches them. Like everything that you get from 4700 like goes through my hands. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to keep track of like everything right now. And some people like do be buying shit online and I don't know them, but like I still shipped it out. So it's easy to like keep in touch with like a fan base. Because if somebody like wants to email me or like, you know, DM me or IG DM me and shit, I'm always gonna respond because I'm like, I just appreciate it. And I know eventually that's gonna like get out of hand where I can't, you know, respond to shit. So I appreciate everybody who like even just be like, hey, I heard this one song, I like it, because that shit happened like yesterday. Because like I said, I'm running an ad right now, so somebody like I got like a couple new followers, and somebody just reposted that shit and was like, yo, this shit hard, and I just was like, hey, bro, I appreciate it, and it was like, oh shit, like I didn't expect you to like respond. I'm like, shit, nigga, I ain't got that many followers. I can still keep track right now. You know what I'm saying? So hey, nigga, tap in right now. I'm gonna remember. I'll remember everybody that bought something right now. But like in a couple of years, it might not be like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I ain't enjoying it while it lasts, man.
I feel it. So to wrap this up, any words you want to say to the people?
Go to the 7 Series. 47. Go get the merch. Shop 47xx.us. You got more 47 coming away. Goldsboro Graham's out right now. CBB's out now. Mikey Wayne Lavish out right now. Long Live Flows. RP my nigga JC. And you got anything else you want to say?
Get your fat ass up. Watch this shit.
I know that's right, man. We out.
We out.